Welcome to The Hidden Ingredient, where we sit at the table for slow conversations that reveal the moments that shape who we become. So pull up a chair and let's get to it. There are a lot of conversations around vaccinations and the reason. And I want to say I was hearing something about vaccines have been confirmed around impacting children. Maybe I was listening to propaganda on Instagram. That could have been that. But what do we know to be true about the dye thing is new? Like, are they confirming it now?
They haven't really, to be honest with you, I don't think anybody knows.
Okay.
Of all the research that I've done, any test or anything they've done with food, genetics, all of that is just never like conclusive.
Mhm.
There's nothing, like some tests will be like, oh yeah, for sure it's genetic. And then you'll read something else from another doctor saying, no, they're wrong because this was the test sample that they used and they didn't include this and that.
Yeah.
And so you really have to like do your real good research and make sure you're seeing all points of views, not just one point of view.
Mhm.
And so I've read enough articles I'm at the point now where I'm like, I've just got to do what I feel is right for my kid.
Mhm.
And I can't beat myself up thinking I gave it to him, my husband gave it to him, because that's not going to change it.
Mhm.
So I'm at the point where me and my husband had to figure out what was going to be best for him after putting him in therapies at some point with his food because he was so picky, like just giving him whatever he ate. And that's what it is. And it's funny because you would think that eating the same something every single day you'd get tired of. But he's actually my easiest child when it comes to feeding. He eats the same thing for lunch, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Really?
And probably every 8 or 9 months, he'll change. He'll be like, I'm tired of this.
What?
And if you change it, he loses it. So our oldest now we struggle with because he's like, no, Mom, I don't want that for dinner. Or I don't want this, or I don't, But our youngest, 6-year-old, you can feed him the same thing for breakfast, same thing for lunch.
Do you give him like a multivitamin for everything else?
So I'll tell you, I'll walk through what he eats.
Okay.
So he does have a multivitamin.
Mm-hmm.
This child, sometimes I wish I need to be on his diet, to be honest with you. He drinks 2 cups of milk all morning and for lunch, and then he drinks water all day.
Mm-hmm.
He does not drink any juice, no soda.
I remember I think we were about to go it was going to snow or something. He was like, I got to get this milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He tries it, but I don't know I think it's the texture of soda and even juice. It's too thick. So this child lives off of water and milk. That's it. Nothing else. For breakfast, he will have his multivitamin, and then he has like mini pancakes. That's what he likes to eat for breakfast. I'm like, okay. And then for lunch, he has some cheese, some broccoli, a banana, and some crackers, like fishy crackers.
I think I'm about to take on his diet.
So he has a little charcuterie board.
Yeah.
And
it's got everything he needs in it.
Yeah. And he...
no meat, though, I'm hearing.
No. So what we have to do is, so in the afternoon for his dinner, that's where the protein comes in.
Okay.
Yeah. So he'll have some type of meat. Most of the times he likes ham. So that's what he's on right now. He used to eat chicken, but he's got tired of chicken. And it wasn't chicken nuggets because he didn't like those. So we would give him, my husband eats a lot of grilled chicken, so he was just like, I want Dad's chicken. So he ate Dad's chicken for a long time. Right now he likes ham. So that's what his protein. What else does he eat? We'll give him some yogurt too, and for snacks sometimes. And then he has like those applesauce packets, but they have vegetables in them. so he can get extra vegetables. Like, it has like zucchini, squash. That's how he gets a lot of his vegetables. Just it's hidden in there. And then I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, another type of fruit.
Oh, like the ones that have the little thing at the top and you squeeze them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't get just the fruit ones. We get the ones that have the vegetables in it.
Okay.
So he can get it. And that's like 1 to 2 servings. So he'll usually have those for snack also, like in like midday, and then in the afternoon. He'll have those so he gets his serving of vegetables.
I wonder if it's like, so when you get sick, your body will get tired. Like when you have some sort of bacterial or virus, you all of a sudden feel fatigued. That's your body's way of saying you need rest in order for us to repair whatever happened to you.
Oh, yeah.
Like it'll take you down, and so you'll go to sleep. That's why when you get sick, the best thing that you could do is hydrate and go to sleep. I'm wondering, as I'm listening, if his dietary transition, is literally the output of his brain and his body working together in a really good symbiotic relationship, saying, okay, we've reached this new phase in our growth. I need this.
Oh.
You don't need this type of protein anymore. You need ham because you need something that's important now.
Yeah.
Because it's not like he knows what this stuff tastes like.
No.
He's just like, and then he'll consume it until he needs something new in his diet, like yogurt, like the, what is it called? The probiotics.
Yeah.
In yogurt.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're superhuman. I'm really trying to understand.
Yeah. And it's funny because even when we will go out for dinner, like I'll grab something on the way home or whatever for dinner, he doesn't eat that because he doesn't want it. He wants the same thing every single day. That's why I'm like, this boy, the only thing he's fixated on, and he knows it's only for special occasions or if we go visit someone, is McDonald's.
I was going to say he's a man after my own heart.
That is the only thing,
because I love McDonald's,
he ever craves. And he knows that he's not going to ask for it every day because he wants his routine. But on the weekends, every once in a while, if we go visit a family friend or whatever, can we have some McDonald's there, Mom? Special occasions. Can I have McDonald's for my birthday? Okay. But other than that, he'll ask for it and be like, no, we can't. And he's satisfied with that answer. Yeah, he's good with it. He doesn't throw tantrums. He's like, okay, I'll just eat my regular food.
Interesting.
Yeah. He's a very he's a kid on a routine. Like he's
militant.
Yeah. And I'm like, man, I wish I had that kind of when it comes to food.
Discipline. Yeah.
That kind of, when it comes to food, all that. And it was funny because I was actually complaining to a girlfriend one time, that he takes forever to eat. And she's like, Cristina, she's like, I'm going to ask you something. I was like, yeah. She's like, you know what he's going to eat and you know that he eats it all. Isn't that what you want from your kids?
Girl, shut up. Didn't nobody ask you to be logical?
And I was like, oh, yeah. Because she has a son. He's older. But she's like, I remember what it was like. I would put something in front of him. He wouldn't hardly eat it. But you know what he wants. Who cares if it takes him forever to eat it? You know he's going to end up eating the whole thing because you know he likes it.
Yeah.
I was like, that's true. I didn't think about that. So he likes to savor his food. I was like,
which we supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be chewing it like 30 times anyway. It won't. I need this whole thing of fries right now.
And I'm like, oh, you're right. She's like, yeah, he's on his own timeline, not on your timeline. I was like,
that's for real.
It's like, okay. She's like, where's he going? Where are you going? Why are you trying to make life go so fast?
Oh,
I was like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's a good friend.
Yeah. And I was like, and ever since then, I don't care how long it takes for him to eat. Because I know at the end of the day, he's going to be fed and he'll be fine. So he has taught me, and my friends around me have taught me, it is okay to think of life in different ways. Just like anything else, life is not linear. It is all over the place.
Yeah.
And it's okay to do things differently. I've always kind of known that. I mean, I've always I'm such a Leo. I want to do things against the grain. I don't want to do the traditional path. Well, my son's showing me that, oh yeah, Mom, you ain't going to do the things you think you're going to do. Like, we're going to think about things differently. I mean, even as not all kids, but most kids that are on the spectrum, they have a level of sensitivity. And even the way that I speak to him, like, we're all humans. We all get frustrated.
Right.
And, you're just like, just go do this, go do that. I'm just frustrated. I'm tired. The patience that me and my husband have had to build up. And sometimes when I get overwhelmed, it's funny because me and my husband both, like, we know each other. And so he comes and takes over because the way we have to talk to him, you cannot raise your voice to him. You have to be your tone of voice, your demeanor has to be very even keel because he feels everything. So if you come at him a certain way, he's going to come at you a certain way. And then that's when the tantrums start. He's like, you're throwing a tantrum? I'm going to throw a tantrum.
Yeah.
I'm going to reflect
the energy that you're giving me.
Yeah. And so I've had to bite my tongue several times. I have had to gulp.
Yeah.
Just to say, no, we're not going to do it this way. Let's go this, he fully comprehends. And I'm like, man. But sometimes, you just become overwhelmed as a mother. And then that's when your significant other steps in. That's where my husband steps in. Like, okay, I can hear that you're getting overwhelmed. So let me take over. And I don't know how my husband does it because he's a Leo too. But the way I see him be a father, man, I'm like, it's how gentle and kind he is with my youngest. He's like that with my oldest too, but we're all human, right?
All right.
But how he's just he's just a little bit more careful with our youngest. Already, obviously, I love my husband, but I don't know how he does it. He is just the way that he just takes care of our youngest. And a lot of times I'll sit there and get jealous. I'm like, oh, you spend so much time with him. And because my youngest, he will say and he will tell me, my dad's my best friend. Oh, I'm like, I'm not your best friend. Dad is my best friend. Because my oldest is my best friend, if I'm being fair.
Yes, your oldest is very much a miniature you.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I'm like, but don't you want to be like, you're my baby, you're my youngest. But he loves his dad.
Yeah.
And he is so gentle and so calm with him. And I'm like, man, he's just so well with him. So, I mean, just sometimes we'll work from home on the weekdays. Like I hear him teaching him because he does homeschool with him. The way I hear him teaching him, I'm like, I know I wouldn't have that kind of patience.
Yeah.
But he has so much patience with him.
Yeah. God knows who to give the thing to,
Yeah.
And when you accept that you have this, they have that, and together you can conquer anything.
Yeah.
In any relationship.
Yeah.
Not, I have to be everything in all things.
Oh, yeah.
My special skill is this thing over here. And even though I'm a woman, it's okay that my special skill is this and your special skill is that. Because together we're supposed to, that's how you're operating in your purpose and, the way that things, because it's working.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, it's been a journey.
I'm sure.
With my youngest. Even as we are today, like him being 6, he's speaking, he's doing all the things a 6-year-old would be doing. We did have to make the choice to homeschool him. We tried to do the online school. He just wouldn't thrive in-person school.
Mm.
And so we made the decision to homeschool him, which, to be honest with you, he's doing so great.
Oh, yeah. I remember how that went last year. You tried at the beginning of last year.
Yeah. And we all were falling apart.
Yes, I do remember that.
When you feel that, you just say, okay, you know what? Let's regroup. This isn't for us. So we're just going to do. And it's common when you speak to a lot of parents that have kids on the spectrum, they homeschool. It's just what's best for your child. You know, your child may not behave as well if they're in person. And it's tough to hear the stories of kids that are on the spectrum that have to do the in person and how mistreated they are, because you have a lot of special needs kids in one room or spread out, sprinkled in classrooms.
A lot. Oof.
And so for one person, we knew he was going to need one-on-one care. And most special needs kids on the spectrum probably need the one-on-one care. And so that's why for us, we made the decision he's going to need one-on-one. Like, that's just what it is. We can't pay for it, like for someone to come in and teach him, but my husband can. There's so many resources that we've looked into. And so we're going to do what we can for as long as we can. But even where we're at today, like, it took us a long time to get where we're at today. And every year it'll probably change. It'll get different. But what we learned along the way for our son is routine was key. Once he was able to start talking and communicating his needs, the tantrums started to subside. But then also keeping a steady routine was also helpful. So what a lot of people don't know or realize what it takes to keep up a routine. You have to say no to a lot of things. And a lot of family friends are not going to understand.
Oh, yeah.
You have to say, sorry, I can't come to that function. It's too early. It's too late. And, you know, family's like, well, you can't come to this. That's fine. No, he has a certain bedtime. And if he doesn't have X amount of sleep, I am dealing with a child nobody wants to deal with.
Yeah.
And we went through our trials and tribulations, because one Christmas, we went over to a family's house and we brought him home and didn't put him to bed at like 7 or 8. We usually put him to bed. He didn't go to bed till we didn't get home till like 10. Oh man. When he got home, he threw a tantrum for like 2 hours.
What does that look like? What do the tantrums look like?
Because he's on such a routine, he thought, oh, when I left home, I was doing X, Y, and Z. I had just eaten lunch. So I still need to now come home. I need to do all my afternoon activities, because he's on such a routine. And we were trying to explain to him, buddy, it's 10 o'clock at night. It's time to go to bed. He's like, I can't skip through all those things, Mom. I have to do this. I have to do that. And we're like, no, but look at what time it is. At the time, I think it was like 4, maybe 5. I didn't understand the concept of time. So, yeah, he started. So a tantrum for him looked like yelling and screaming, because he said no. And he would keep repeating over and over, no, I have to do this. I have to do X. I have to do X.
Oh, I see.
Because in his mind, he has to complete his day.
All his tasks.
And he has not.
I actually still need to eat too.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, no, it's 10 o'clock at night. You ate dinner. You had this for dinner. No, I have to eat my normal one. So that one was probably one of the more mild ones. I can talk through next what a real bad one is. But eventually, because me and my husband kept going back and forth, he took them, then I took them. But because my husband spends so much time with him, he, at the end of the day, is the one that calms him down and like talks with him and talks through why we can't do X, Y, and Z. And so eventually he calmed down. My husband put him to bed. Everything was fine. But one of the ones that I always go back and reference to, because there was a whole year while he was getting speech and all the therapies where behavioral wise, it was really bad for us. And that's why it was so hard for us to go out and do anything, because his behavior if you ventured a little bit off of his schedule, his behavior would be so bad. There was one time we went and did something on the weekend, and then we came back and we're like, okay, it's time to do this. No. And down to even who executes the task with him. If I did it and Dad didn't do it, he'd be like, no, Dad usually does that activity with me. And he still does that to this day. Mom does that activity with me. So I was doing whatever activity with him and his dad was supposed to be doing it. And he probably had a 5-hour meltdown where he was screaming and yelling. And then, so my husband's like, okay, because I was trying to give my husband a break because my husband takes care of him Monday through Friday while I'm at work. So on the weekends, I try to step up, try to help out as much as I can. He was just spend time with me too, right? But he just wasn't having it. And he was yelling and screaming. And so at that point, I was like, I'll give you anything. I'll give you ice cream. I'll give you, we were just throwing all these things at him. And that just didn't work with him. I'll give you candy. I don't care about candy. Like nothing.
Yeah, you have no leverage.
Yeah, there was nothing. And so me and my husband, we were just having to tag team it. And we're just going back and forth. He was screaming, crying. No. Like we just couldn't get him to calm down. And in the meantime, I felt so bad because my oldest.
That's what I was going to ask. Where was he?
He's just hearing all of it. And we're just trying to tell him to stay out of the way. And of course, he's crying too because he sees how difficult it is. And these are all the moments that people don't see.
Yeah.
And these are all the moments where you want to tell your family and friends, do you want to deal with someone screaming in your face for 5 hours? That's what it means if I go to this event and take him out of his schedule. It means I have to deal with a 5-hour meltdown. Do you think I want to deal with a 5-hour meltdown? Do you want to deal with a 5-hour meltdown? Someone screaming in your face for 5 hours? No. So we had to start doing different things. And eventually we learned he's on a routine. Life's going to happen because he can't always have a routine. I would say probably 80% of the time he has a routine, but then there's 20% of the time things are just going to come up and he has to be able to adapt. So what we've learned is there are certain activities that if we know they're coming up ahead of time, we tell him a week, maybe 2 in advance, depending on what it is. Doctor's appointments, my husband has to start easing him in a week before. And that's what we do now. We're like, oh, you have a doctor's appointment. It's like, oh, and he gets excited. If it's something fun that could be canceled last minute, we only tell him the day of. Like if there's something like a play date or something, but sometimes stuff like that gets canceled, we tell him morning of. Because if we learned in the past that if we tell him ahead of time
and it gets canceled,
he loses it.
Oh.
So it's all those different things, different intricacies that we have to do with him. But we've learned now what the routine looks like who gets him up in the morning, who feeds him. We've established Monday through Friday with him. Dad does this Monday through Friday. Then the weekends are different, buddy. So he understands that now. And that weekends can change. Weekends we don't do school. Weekends mom is home. But it took so many trials and tribulations to get to this point. And there are some days where when he's tired, I'm tired. We still have, meltdowns, or I forget to do something. And like when I say he's a routine kid, when we brush his teeth, let me tell you, and I have to remember all this. So it's not just a simple, let's go brush your teeth. He has to go into the bathroom. He has to, and in order, he has to go into the bathroom first, because if I go first, then it's a meltdown. So he has to go into the bathroom first. He has to get his stool second, so he can put it by the sink, because I'm not tall enough yet. And then I can grab his toothbrush, and then I can put toothpaste on it. And then we get his cup and we put mouthwash in it. And then after that, I can start brushing his teeth. If I go out of order, he loses it.
Yeah. I remember you telling me about the lotion, like when you put a little bit too much in his hand and you needed to take it back. Yeah.
Everything is sequential and it cannot go out of order. And that's why I say it's hard for people to take care of him, because I can't write all this stuff down. I can't, it would just be too much. And some people who don't have a kid that's on the spectrum, a lot of people are like, oh, you're babying him too much or this, that.
Mhm.
I learned unless you're going through it,
Mhm.
unless you are, sure, I'll try that.
Mhm. Oh, I see.
Because you are always going to do what's best for your child. If you think that I'm babying him too much, okay, I might be babying him too much, but if I want peace of mind for not only me, but for him, that is emotional regulation for him. If his mind thinks that he has to have all those steps before we brush his teeth, because I've gone out of order and he's like, Mom, no, I have to put my stool up first. Oh, sorry, he will lose it. And then I have to go down the whole path of like calming him down, making sure. And then that task is now going to take longer for me.
that time.
So, and sometimes I'll just be in such a hurry because I'm like, okay, it's after work. I'm tired. I don't want to do all this. But he makes me pay attention and say, I mean, even like he gets down, I don't know how he remembers. He's so detail oriented, even to the point when we're done brushing his teeth and I clean his toothbrush, the hands that I use, he's like, no, you have to use that hand to turn on the water.
Oh.
Yeah. And so all these little things people don't take in mind are very mentally draining.
Yeah.
And if you had to live your life this way, that's why I have a lot of grace for parents that say they have kids with autism. And I hear it's very common for a lot of people to lose friends. Family doesn't understand because you don't understand the mental load that it takes to run a household with a kid on the spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have the mental capacity to even care or think of what other people are going to say, feel, however, because you are so in tune with what your kid needs. That is, it takes up all of your capacity, to be honest with you. To be honest with you, I don't even know how single parents do it, because if my husband didn't step in, like we balance each other in that aspect. But if he didn't step in and help, like I have to step in at night because he's been taking the mental load the whole day.
Yeah.
So by the time I get home, I take over. I take over for dinner, putting him, like getting him ready for bed, brushing his teeth. I do all of that because he's been doing it the whole day. And I know what he's been doing the whole day. He's been feeding him. He's been teaching him school. So I know, I know what he's having to deal with. So I want to do it anyways, but the mental load it takes to run a household with a kid that's on the spectrum.
Yeah. Now I see why when we're at work and we see our leaders going back and forth about something that doesn't matter, you'll step in and just be like, okay, what we need to do is X, Y, and Z. None of that matters. Like, let's just knock down, da, 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 da. What are we going to do about this? I think it also has made you probably even better at your job.
I think in some aspects it has.
Because you're pretty militant about how you keep organized inside and outside of work.
Yeah.
And it keeps me in order. I mean, that sounds like one, let me just say, friends, I had no idea. Like when we have conversations and you just need to unload for a second, I hear you and I'm listening to you and I empathize. There's no way I can empathize like that. There's no way I could never.
Yeah.
I could never. Because I'm thinking of how I'm sitting here getting worked up thinking about it.
Yeah. And if it wasn't for other parents sharing, I would feel very alone.
Mm-hmm.
But I wish more people shared so that people could come a more understanding mindset.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm even thinking about the fact that we got to go in 5 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
What that's going to do to you.
Mm-hmm. Because
you entered into this world when we were already working from home.
Yeah.
And developed this cadence that works, this routine that works, and what that transition is going to look like for your kids, for your mental load, for your marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, the days that I work from home, I love them because I get to stay at home working from home.
Mm-hmm.
But the optics of the things that I have to do to make sure he doesn't see me.
Oh, for
Because
real?
if he sees me, he's like, oh, it's not a weekday. It's a weekend. So he doesn't, I mean, it's gotten better now. If he sees me, it's not like he's not hanging, on me.
Mm-hmm.
He knows, like, me and my husband do a pretty good job of like, oh, I'll be right back in a few minutes. Before, he used to not accept that. Now he is more accepting of, okay, mom will be right back. My husband had to step out. The other day I was working from home. He just went outside real quick to go get the mail. And I was actually in a meeting. And I was like, okay, buddy. I was like, and he's like, Mom, I have to poop. And he's like, and Dad's outside. Sorry, this is probably TMI.
Yeah, no. I was on the phone for this one.
It's a different time.
Oh, okay.
I was in a different meeting. And and he stepped out real quick and he's like, Mom, I have to go to the bathroom. I was like, okay, just let me know when you're done. I was like, because I'm in a meeting and you can't come in this room when I'm in a meeting. He's like, okay, Mom. So he told me when it was done. I got up, did everything. And then he's like, it's almost like, I don't know if he just didn't believe me. He's like, I want to see what it looks like to be in a meeting. So he literally went and he looked in the camera. He's like, oh, you are in a meeting. And it was funny because they were just like, my two coworkers were like, oh, he's so cute. And I'm like,
he's the cutest little chipmunk.
And they're like, oh, he's so cute. And I was like, oh yeah. And I had to tell them what he said too, because once so I got up and I was like, okay, you saw that I'm in a meeting. Okay, you can go. He's like, no, Mom. He's like, you can go back to your meeting. Nothing suspicious is going on here.
I've checked everything out. Because didn't he want to be like a detective or like a police officer or something?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he wants to be a police officer so he can catch the thieves.
Yes.
That's what he wants. Mm-hmm. But you know what? He told me the other day, actually, he said, Mom, I don't know if he's forward thinking. I don't know if he just knows the future of AI. Mm-hmm. But that's what he told me. I said,
it sounds like it's about to be scary.
I said, what do you want to be when you get older? He's like, Mom, I'm going to have more than one job. I'm going to be able to do multiple things. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, I want to do a lot of things. So I will be able to do a lot of things. I was like, you don't want to be like just police officer. He's like, I am going to be a police officer, but then I'm also going to be able to do other things that I want to do.
But Mom,
too.
That's what you do. And he's watching you do it.
That's true too.
Mm-hmm.
That 100% is true. Because, growing up, I was always like, oh, I want to be a teacher. Mm-hmm. And this is it. Like, that is all I'm going to be.
End.
Yeah. I didn't think I can do multiple things. Mm-hmm. But for him, 6-year-old, he's already like, oh, I'll be a police officer, but that's not all I'm going to be.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a lot of things. I'm going to have lots of jobs, Mom. And I was like, oh. And even my oldest, when I ask him, he's like, Mom, ask me when I'm 18 because college may not even be a thing. I'm like,
yeah, they see, look, they watching the same world we watching. But they can see it's changing.
I'm like, this is so different because I was always like, let's go to college. And, I still, like, education is super important. And my oldest told me, he's like, well, what am I going to learn that AI can't teach me?
Oh, God. Oh, my God. When my cousin threatened me, it was like, if you don't tell me, I'm just going to Google it. I was thinking, this is the world that we're living in now. Mm-hmm. I am being forced to tell the truth, or I'm going to go use a system that will.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to tell me the truth. I'll get it.
Yeah. And then they have the tools and resources. And my youngest, this is what's scary to me, is I don't even have to give him instructions or directions on how to use something. He will figure it out. And he does it the right way. That is one thing me and my husband have observed about him. Any toy, any tech tool, anything we give him, we don't show him how to use it.
What?
And he just figures it out. Yeah. Like I was telling you.
And he just turned 5 or 6?
6. Yeah. I was telling you how my oldest lost the ability to use the switch. Mm-hmm. So we gave the Switch to our youngest. Didn't show him how to use it, not even how to turn it on or nothing. And he's only playing the games that his brother had. And so gave it to him. He learned how to turn it on. He learned how to switch out games. My husband didn't show him any of this. He just gave it to him. He's like, just turn it on. Like, he's like, oh, he's not going to be able to use it. My husband said, not only did he learn how to use it on his own, turn it on, create profiles for himself. And it's not connected to the internet or anything because we don't like to have things connected.
Mm-hmm.
But he learned how to teach himself how to play Minecraft and how to build all the things. And my oldest never taught him, didn't, nothing. And he just learned.
This, what I'm about to say, is a high thought, and I'm not high. Okay.
Okay.
I was explaining AI to someone, like, why does AI know how to do this? It's because AI can use patterns to discern the next thing.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what he's doing. Like, if he was already working in sequences and needed everything in order, if he understands pattern, then he can see the thing, see the pattern, and operate in that same pattern, and it should result in the same outcome.
Yeah.
So if he's used any technology before, then he already knows all of the points at which things change. So he is working like a computer. He thinks like a computer.
Yeah. Because even because, all the technologies there, like even our TVs we have, they're smart TVs, right?
Yeah.
He has started telling us what the weather's like because he found the weather app. And so he tells us what the weather, I didn't even know the weather app was on there, to be honest.
Oh my goodness.
And then we have Ring cameras, just, surveillance around our home. He found a way through our smart TV to bring up the Ring cameras on our TV.
What?
And he said, oh, Mom, this is going on outside. I'm like, you are 6 years old.
Oh.
How do you know what is going on outside? Because he said, oh, I figured out how to bring the Ring cameras on the TV. You see? And I told my husband, I was like, did you know he's doing this? He's like, yeah, he found a way. He finds ways.
He's going to be a police officer. Not only is he going to be a police officer, he's going to be a detective. And he's going to be good at it. Like on Criminal Minds, they always got one.
Yeah. He amazes me with everything he's gone through. Like, the things that he's able to do with all of the trials and tribulations he had when he was 3 years old.
Yeah. And it sent you through a whirlwind.
It did.
But God gave you two. He gave you one that is just as his imagination is as big as this universe.
Oh.
And then he gave you a computer. And the two work together, and you two are going to live a good life because of the two of them.
Yeah. Their minds to me are wild.
Yeah.
And they are beyond my comprehension. Because when I was their age, I was playing with dirt and
making mud pies.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. And riding my bike outside. Mm-hmm. And they do that too, because they love being outside when, it's good weather. But even when they play outside, the imagination of playing outside is beyond me.
Really?
Yeah. It's I don't even know how to describe it. It's like the world is their platform.
Yeah, maybe this is what it really means to be living in the age of information. Because the only thing that our brains, which are essentially computers too, the only thing it was missing was access to it.
Yeah.
We didn't have Google until 92. Mm-hmm. And we had Ask Jeeves and stuff, and they were just so preliminary. Mm-hmm. Even when we were on social media platforms, it was a lot of coding that had to happen for it to do anything. Now, I have answers to all of my questions, and my brain, that is a pattern detector, can think or imagine beyond the little things we were thinking about. Mm-hmm. And it seems now that we're really talking about this feels like the natural evolution of the mind, considering its intake. Because I remember, I think I might have wanted to be a teacher too or a vet,
Yeah.
but I couldn't see beyond that.
Yeah.
It's like growing up in a third world country and only seeing that. I told you about when I did a mission trip in Africa and what they were like.
No.
Okay, so I did the trip and I was a part of the teaching. Like we did medical, we taught the teachers, and then we had ministry. Like people were evangelizing. I chose to do the teaching thing because I come from a family of educators. My specific focus, though, was creative writing.
Oh, okay.
So I was teaching teachers how to teach creative writing.
Okay.
So I did this activity where I took a marker and I said, okay, we're going to create our own story. Technically, you can use in your classroom. And I said, I'm going to start the story. Whoever has the marker says the next sentence in the story. They seemed bewildered by the idea. These are grown men, because it was only men teaching out in Liberia, and maybe one or two women, but predominantly men are the teachers out there. And they seemed bewildered about the idea of imagining something beyond where they were. So I said, I can't remember the story exactly, but I was like, little Susie has her marker and she is so excited about exploring the world with her new marker. She's got her backpack and she's going to school. I hand it to the next guy. And he's like thinking real hard about what she could be doing. So Susie gets on the bus and heads to school and has a great day with her marker, passing it around. But she didn't do much beyond that. And on her way home, she dies.
Oh my God.
Yep, Susie died. And I was thinking, this is what they see. This is what they experience. While we were there, a child got hit by a bus.
Oh my God.
Right? Listen, that one mission trip, because I've only done one, changed the way I see what it means to have access to information.
Yeah.
It changes everything. Because even when we did the exercise again, and I was like, okay, try again. I want you to think beyond what you can see. They couldn't do it. All of the examples or the building of the story were just things that existed in their day-to-day. They don't have internet. Their schools don't have TVs. Some people have cell phones, but they're flip phones. A lot of them are like razors. Now, granted, this was 2018, but they're like dealing with flip phones, and some of them are connected. Most of them are not. Children are playing with water bottles as dolls. They keep, but that doesn't bother them. It's not no. Like when we finished our bottles of water out there, the kids came up to ask us for them so that they could turn them into dolls. Because that's how their imagination soared. They can only see, they can only imagine what is right in front of them.
Yeah.
So as we're growing up, we have television. We don't really have internet yet. We got dial up. And then we get smartphones, and we're so amazed by these tools.
Yeah.
Then we have kids who get dropped into this age of information, and they are consuming it like water. Now their brains are operating on a playing field that we can't even discern.
Yeah.
Because technology is moving so fast.
Yeah.
Like, think about what we have to help our parents do.
Yeah.
And now we're here with a new generation of kids that just, their imaginations are essentially alien to us.
Yeah, some of the stories, both of them tell me, I'm like, where did you even get this from?
When I listen to some, like when your oldest was reading a story that he came up with, I was thinking, sir, do you know how long it took me to write that well?
Yeah.
That well.
Yeah.
Took me forever.
Yeah. What they're being exposed to is so different than, I feel like the teachers are even a little bit different. And granted, my oldest goes to online school, but like when I tell you the teachers give them a little bit more freedom, like He literally serenaded his class the other day.
Oh, yeah? With your oldest?
Yeah.
He's the best.
He's like, can I sing a song to the class? And she was like, sure, share with us. And just sang. I'm like, I never would have first asked. He don't even care. That's the other thing too. He don't even care. He just asks. If the teacher says no, okay, well, the teacher said no. But I would never even think to ask to interrupt class in that manner. But the teacher also gives them space.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody want to share anything? Anybody want to, whatever?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, yes, can I sing to the class?
Mm-hmm.
And he sang. And you know what? Like, first of all, I would never would have done that as a 10-year-old. I would have felt like, oh my gosh,
I would have exploded.
My peers are going to laugh at me. They're going to just be
ridicule me. Yeah.
The kids, Logan, you have such a great voice.
Really?
I love that song. Oh my. I was like, oh, these are different kids.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a popular song, apparently. I guess I had heard it, but the kids had heard it. And so they're like, oh, I love that song. Your voice is great. And I was like, oh, they're accepting,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Because bullying is wrong now.
Yeah.
It's wrong. It's acceptable. It's more acceptable to be kind.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That is one thing I will say about this newer generation is bullying is not being as tolerated anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I just see the kids being a little bit nicer. And even like on the soccer field with some of his friends, like that they'll sit and talk and they'll be like, that was not very kind. And I'm like, oh,
really?
Yeah. Like one boy will tell another boy, that's not kind. You don't do that. I also think that's why I keep him with the same coach. The coach is a very mild coach. It's not all about winning. It's about if we played together as the best team that we could.
Mm-hmm.
Whether we win as a team, we lose as a team.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's his mentality.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't care. Like he praises, whether they win or lose, he praises them. And he just has that mentality as a whole. And so they're not to bully each other like, oh no, like, oh, you didn't do that or you missed this.
Mm-hmm.
And so, because you're always your worst critic, but my oldest, he's made some goals for the other teams at times. And the coach is not hard on him. He just says, that just means we got to work harder for you not to do that. And does not let the other people, people on the team be mean to him about it. He's like, no, we all make mistakes. We just got to get better. That's why we come to practice. We got to work together. What could we have done to help him prevent that? He's got to get better, but what could we have done as a team to step up and help him?
Okay, first of all, I'm going to cry because I feel like we are like so concerned about what the next generation is going to be. But I think Generation Alpha is going to save us. It's like going to save humanity. I won't pray on that one. But I'm going to take a left turn. Are you caught up on Paradise?
I am not caught up on Paradise.
Okay, then I'm not going to say it.
Don't say it.
What episode you on?
I'm waiting for them all to come out.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? Oh my God, I could explode. So let me just say in a sentence, I feel like Paradise is a commentary on what happened to us when the pandemic happened.
Oh, that's a good perspective. I like that.
Okay. And season 2 is a commentary on what community means.
Okay.
I'm going to just say that because I was about to put a spoiler alert, but I won't do it. But I'm caught up because like me and Ben are locked in. Like he's locked in. No. And I'm like, we watched the latest episode yesterday and I looked at him and I was like, we got to wait until Monday. Because it's kind of like Black Mirror in that it is, of course, media is a reflection of real life.
Yeah.
And when people choose to use like metaphors and stuff, it's trying to get to a deeper meaning. And at first I was thinking Paradise is this crazy thing, but it isn't. It's very, very real.
Yeah.
It's very real in how things operate. And I'm learning that in trying to start a business and realizing what I can and can't do.
Okay.
Or working at a Fortune 500 company and seeing where I land in the hierarchy and who matters and who doesn't, or the bureaucratic nature of everything.
Yeah.
But I also want to say, listening to you, thank you for sharing, because I feel like I still have so many questions, but I can see, like, one, great job, mom and dad. Great job, mom and dad, because you guys are doing it.
Yeah.
Like, some people are crashing out, trying to figure it out, and they're not willing to do the work to do it right. So they're going to do it wrong because they don't care. This wasn't supposed to be my life. It's not supposed to be this hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they take it out on the kids. And then you have kids that sink deeper into issues. And they are the kids that hurt people.
Yeah.
You know? And so, great job, mom and dad. But also, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm going to show you. You have a beautiful life. It sounds like it's really hard.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's hard. But just observing and seeing what you can see through those kids, because that's my hope, like being able to have kids and see life through their eyes.
Yeah.
Because as adults, like you mentioned earlier, we get so jaded.
Yeah.
And we're just like, I just got to make enough money. I don't need to do anything that makes me happy. I got to get through this routine, do what they tell me to do. No, you don't. You don't have to celebrate this thing. You don't have to eat this food. You can do what makes you don't have to go to this party.
Yeah.
You know, you can crash out. Maybe you need to exert that energy. You can imagine. Yeah. You don't have to go to school. You can write. You can dream of worlds that don't exist. And I can go outside and play in an unconventional way. I remember when you mentioned talking to your son about like same-sex marriages. And he was like, Mom, would you accept me? And you said, yes. There was a time where that wouldn't have been okay.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Especially in the Hispanic community.
Yeah.
Like in the Black community, it's the thing. For y'all, it's the thing too.
Yeah. 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 I will say you just led me to a thought, whether it's having a kid with autism, whether it's you're challenging what you want to do in life. The same goes for both. I would tell parents or someone who's trying to find their way through life, throw out the handbook. Throw it out.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to follow any rules. Throw it out. Make your own way. Because every kid on the spectrum is different. That's why it's called the spectrum. Yeah. What works for one does not work for the other. You have to carve your own path that makes sense for your child. Same goes for life, what you want to do in life. What works for one doesn't work with others. And thank God, because I don't want to be a doctor. Right. I don't want to have to do surgery.
Yeah.
But also because I think for so long I saw my parents just work so hard to give us a life. I thought I needed to just be in the corporate life. I needed to bring in that big money, that big paycheck, that salary that's just going to pay for my kids to do all the things that I could never do. I was so laser focused on doing just that. I forgot to do the things that I wanted to do. And so I was reading something the other day saying, once you get in your 40s, you actually start doing the things you want. Well, you know what? I'm in my 40s and I am throwing the book away.
Yeah.
And I'm doing the things that I want so that my kids can see. They already see more than I do. And I'm like, if they can see a bigger and brighter and better future, I can too. And I'm scary as it is to say, and I said this to my sister the other day, we're halfway through our lives. I know that's scary and you don't want to hear that.
You have to say that.
I know. That's the reality of things when you turn into your late 30s, 40s. That's just what it is. But throw out the book. There's no rules. Just be kind. Be nice. And there's no path that you have to follow. I think for the longest time we grew up thinking there was.
Yeah.
But there's not.
Yeah, there was a path most chosen.
Yes. Yeah. But But do what makes you happy. As long as it's not harming others.
Yeah, for real. That part. Don't.
Yeah.
If you got a kid out here killing cats, then you do need to have them evaluated. But I think that leads me to my last question, which is one that you've heard over and over again because you listen to the pod. If you could describe your perfect day from beginning to end, I know we've talked about this before, but time has passed and even my day has changed. Like, what would it be from start to finish, knowing that every day would have to be the same for the rest of your life?
You know, it's funny because as I've listened to your podcast and I've listened to people answer it differently, I'm like, I was thinking about this the wrong way.
Yeah.
Like, I listen to what other people are saying. I'm like, oh, the possibilities are endless, even though it's the same day. And also, if you think about today, do the same thing every day anyways.
Yes, you do.
So it's changed, I think, a little bit. I think it still has some of the same elements that I thought of before. But I think now is I would wake up, have time to myself, just a zen moment for me, have like nice cup of coffee, because that's what I like to do, get up before everyone else does. And then I just want time with my kids, just them playing, just doing some kind of family fun with like my husband and both my kids, playing outside, playing inside, watching TV, whatever it is, just doing something together. So I think that tells me family time's important to me. That's what I want. I just want to see them happy.
Yeah.
And then food, preparing food together, not just me cooking, but all of us together.
Yeah.
Preparing lunch, dinner, whatever. And then that's like the middle of the day. And then at night, I would have the rest of like my friends' family come over. And then I still have to think on like, is it my house? Do we go somewhere? But just overall thought is spend morning with myself, then with my family, and then like spend time with family and friends. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know. Do we go to the beach somewhere? Do we, because I don't know. I like the water. Do we spend time by a pool? But it's also going to include food because I love food and I love spending, sharing food with family and friends and just joking and drinking. And just all of the joking and having those good, casual, fun conversations and watching the kids play with family, friends. Like, that's a good time to me. Those are things that I do that like fill up my cup, that make me feel good. And then just having, like, once all that's done for the day, I would say, I don't even know where to go from there, because if it's my perfect day, like, I wouldn't even have to clean or anything.
Right.
I don't even have to think about any of that. I would just, I don't know, like, water to me is so peaceful. It's like, how do I end my day? Like by a lake, by a beach, somewhere listening to the water.
You go in your room, your balcony is looking out at the beach.
Yeah.
Or some water.
Yeah. And then just ending my day reflecting on all the good things that happened for the day.
Yeah.
And I think that's what my day would be. Like, I don't know. I just think that to me is what my perfect day would be.
Ugh. I think the beautiful thing about people's days, ultimately, we don't want to be alone.
Yeah.
We want to be in community.
Yeah.
We want to be sitting down talking to each other. We want to be cooking together. I woke up this morning and started scrolling, which I'm trying to do better at. But I feel like it's because you wake up and you immediately want to feel connected to something.
Yeah.
Because if someone is next to you, you wouldn't.
Yeah, that's true.
And I saw this reel where this guy was frying fish straight out the ocean.
Oh.
Let me just say, he had a frying pan with oil in it right next to water. And I was thinking, you're trying to kill yourself, sir. But
man.
he pulled the fish out of the water, filleted it right there, battered it, dropped it in the hot oil. And I hit up my friends and I said, y'all trying to do a fish fry on Friday? Because like you, I just want to be with them.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to feel the things, eat the things, squeeze people.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I find so much joy in what we're doing.
Yeah.
Because we're seeing people kind of manifest that for themselves in their spaces.
Yeah.
So yeah, your day is exactly what it should be. And it sounds like you're living it. It's just not near the water.
Yeah.
Like, what about your day do you feel like you need to find? Like, you need to build in that isn't already built in?
The only thing that kind of tugs at me is like, and I don't know if this is just because it's like ingrained in me, but like, should I build or carve out some time for work stuff?
I think only if it's in you.
And it's like, could I do something like, could I incorporate something that I'm already doing and bring it in? Is my morning, is my nighttime, like, is that when I bring in something that I enjoy? I think that's the only missing piece, like question mark for me. Because I do want to carve out some time for me. And maybe it is the morning time when I'm meditating is when I'm doing the things that I like, whether it's reading, whether it's organizing something. Because believe it or not, and some people think I'm probably crazy, like organizing things is peaceful. It's so satisfying to me. And I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like it brings peace to me.
Me too, girl. You ain't got to tell me twice. I love it.
And so when other people want their stuff brought to life and organized, and like it just brings such a like, oh, I can help you. Like I looked at what it was before. I don't want to say it was the chaos that it was before. And then you came in, you kind of cleaned it up and made it look so nice and presentable.
The packages that we give. Oh, yeah. Because when you saw it, you were like, oh my God. But you know what? I think that's what your youngest feels when things are in order. That feeling that you have, that's what he feels when things are happening sequentially and in the way that he knows that they should.
Yeah.
That peace.
Yeah.
And the way that you feel like uncomfortable when things are not. He just doesn't have a way to articulate it. And so it results in a tantrum. But really, it's just me feeling uncomfortable, but that these things are not in order. But as soon as they get in order, I can back down.
Yeah. It's almost like he's not going to put up with whatever does not align with his needs. And it's so funny because as adults, we put up with so much that we don't want to, but we just do because that's what you do. And they almost question like, well, is it?
Yeah. They don't tolerate that.
Yeah.
They don't tolerate the because I told you so.
Yes. And when we were growing up, we're like, okay, yep, that's what our parents said. So that's what we got to do. We didn't question anything.
It's like the whole ignorance is bliss thing. Like I don't need to question it because I don't have a question.
True.
But because I know so much and I know that 1 + 1 = 2. So because you're telling me 3 + 1 = 2, I'm like, nah, you're going to need to explain yourself. You know? Yeah. But we didn't know that those two didn't work out.
Yeah, it's true.
It's so interesting to me. It's really difficult to I can see it's difficult to manage day to day, but I know deep in me, this new generation of kids are trying to show us something.
Yeah, I've even thought sometimes, I look at my son and I'm like, I'm a little bit jealous.
Oh, yeah?
Because even though he does throw tantrums, like he does not accept things that do not make him feel good. And I don't know how many times growing up, I just accepted things for what they were, even though they did not make me feel good. And he's just saying, I don't know what it is, but it just doesn't make me feel good. So I'm not going to do it. And I'm like, Man, I wish you just don't know what you don't know, but like neither does he. He just knows that what he's feeling is not right. So he's going to go with that. And even if I felt something was not right as a child, I just had to accept it. Hence why I have all this anxiety as a child.
Yeah.
You know?
We didn't have autonomy. Yeah.
And so, children were to be seen and not heard.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I think, wow, like he is able to do that. And then also, I'm just such an advocate for both my kids to be like, I want to listen to you. I want to talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
I want to explain things to you. And I don't want to ever just say, because I said so.
Yeah.
I want you to understand.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's easier to say to your kids, because I said so, because I'm your mom.
Mm-hmm.
And trust me, sometimes I don't want to sit here and explain it to you, child. I'm telling you, I'm your mom. Just do it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you sit there and you explain things to your child, it opens up the communication for them to be comfortable, for them to just be able to tell you anything. Because you sit there and you tell them, you just explain to them and you rationalize with them.
Mm-hmm.
And so my 10-year-old is comfortable telling me things. I'm like, why are you telling me this? Because I can tell you anything, Mom. And you let me feel however I want to feel.
And how does that make you feel as a mom?
I mean, makes me happy for my kids, but sad for me because I couldn't have that as a child.
Mm-hmm.
I think both my parents did as best as they could with what they had. But it makes me really happy that he has that. He has I can tell my mom anything, because even if I might get in trouble, even if it's not a fun conversation, my mom will talk me through it and she'll explain things to me. Yeah, she might be upset, but she'll always explain things to me so that I can understand them. And also, I have an advocate in her, meaning even if I'm not right, she will always tell me, well, you're wrong, but you're not wrong about how you feel, because you can always feel how you feel. And I think that's the biggest thing for me is like, as a child, it was like, no, this is how you do things. This is how you feel about it. Like, I don't want to tell my kids how they feel about things. If you're mad about something, be mad. I don't care. But we're not going to treat people this manner. But you can still be mad about it. And so I think letting people feel the way they want to feel and not repressing that allows them to have a conversation with you. Yeah. Because I can still feel how I want to feel about it. I can be mad. I can be angry. I can be happy. I can be sad. Whether I'm right or wrong, I'm still allowed to feel however I want to feel about a situation.
And now I'm emotionally regulating and developing coping skills for whatever emotion surfaces. So the next time that emotion surfaces, I know what to do. And I know that I'm going to get an answer.
Yeah.
And I think that's the difference. I feel like the reason we weren't allowed that space is because our parents didn't have an answer either.
Yeah.
I just know you're not supposed to do this, so stop it.
Yeah.
Like I remember when you told me that Walmart was doing this thing in the morning where like you could shop, and it was specifically for kids on the spectrum because it was making other people uncomfortable when you were shopping and they were having a meltdown. And I was thinking, it's just socially unacceptable to have one.
Yeah.
Because it's socially unacceptable to have a meltdown, now we don't know what to do in our meltdowns and we suppress it. And that emotion shows up somewhere else.
Yeah.
So nobody knows what to do with it.
Yep.
And so as a result, back then in the 1900s, when we had meltdowns, we got smacked. And that was enough to say, shut the hell up, But as a consequence, I go to work and I don't cry.
Yeah.
Or I am in a meeting where I know I should speak up and I don't because I get worked up. I'm anxious. I don't know how to cope with what they're telling me. Like all of these things start right here in the beginning.
Yep.
And I can't take anything away from my parents because they didn't know.
Yeah, 100%.
You have information at your fingertips.
Yes.
So now you get the opportunity to raise your kids better.
I mean, even nowadays, I sometimes have to put stuff in AI. How do I explain this to my 10-year-old?
Right.
And our parents didn't have that. Like, there's some tough, heavy subjects. I'm like, oh, how do I explain? I don't know how to.
Girl, why didn't you tell me that when I told you I had to have that hard conversation with my cousins? I should have put it in AI to help me figure out how to tactfully go about these. That makes so much sense.
Yeah. This is the first time I've been my age. This is the first time I've had kids.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I mean, I can ask my siblings and I can ask my mom, but they have a very different take. And so I'm like, oh, AI knows me because we've been interacting.
We've been talking.
And they know how I parent.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting how efficient and scary AI is. I will give you another example because that's not the only time I've used AI. So I was in my book club a couple weeks ago, and we have members of all ages. And one of the girls was like, I'm having a hard time communicating to the person that I'm dating. You know, we really like each other, but we're not communicating enough. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, you want him texting you and calling you all the time? And she explained to us, like, no, if you're interested, like, show more interest. Like, we're going on dates all the time.
Yeah, show engagement.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I don't know how to approach that. I put that all into AI, the whole explanation. It broke it down for her.
Mm-hmm.
Literally the next day, she was going on a date the next day. She approached it in a way that she felt comfortable, just the way AI explained it.
Mm-hmm.
She gave us an update. They're communicating daily now.
Cristina, I did the same thing. I did the same thing because I go to therapy enough to know that I need to check myself.
Yeah.
So I knew my session wasn't for a few weeks, but I was having this issue. And I said to Chet, I was like, I'm having this issue. This is making me mad. Am I the problem or is he the problem? Mine knows me as well. The thing that I want to point out is it gives you information just as a friend would. You can take and leave the things that apply to you.
Yeah. So
it was like, Jess, because it calls me Jess, this is a you thing.
Yeah.
You approached this wrong and you said this way. And naturally, a person would feel this way because of how you approached it.
Yeah.
In order to flip this, you're going to have to do X, Y, and Z. And I was like, I did what? I did something wrong? But I'm here by myself in my little moment. And so I chose to address it, but also to say, can I get a little bit of space? Because I realized that me being wrong, it hurt me to know that I had done something wrong. So I needed space to get myself to, can we talk again tomorrow? I just need a little space today. I apologize. I shouldn't have approached it that way, but I just need a little bit of space. You mind if we get back together tomorrow? And he was like, yeah, that's cool. Thanks for the apology. And when I tell you I did a whole 180 the next day, also found out that it was because my period was starting.
Oh.
And I turned into Cruella DeVille right the day before. And I needed something to stop me in my tracks and say, yeah, this is you, girl.
Yeah. AI is good at that though, because even with the parenting stuff, they're like, yeah, you probably shouldn't have approached it that way. Try this with your child.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, you're right. And I felt a way, but then I changed my approach and I was like, oh God, there's something to this.
Right. When I was talking to Janae and she said, most of the times it's us that have the issue and it's our communication approach.
Yeah.
When she said that, I was like thinking in my head, there's no way. There's no way I'm perfect.
Yeah. I know. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's me. I'm the problem. But we're working on fixing it.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that's interesting. Well, thank you so much for sitting with me.
Yeah.
And having this vulnerable conversation.
Yeah. It's vulnerable, but I feel like everything we talked about, someone can relate on some level. And if they haven't heard it somewhere, they're hearing it today.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully it brings our community together with
Mm-hmm.
whatever community we're building.
Yeah.
Someone feels seen, heard, whatever, one sentence, something we said, like, makes them feel heard or seen. Like, that's all that I wanted to get out of this conversation.
Yeah. And I think you did that. And soon you'll have the platform and the resources to direct people.
Yeah.
And almost give someone a pat on the back that says, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. One day at a time, one bite at a time,
Yep.
1 hour at a time, one routine at a time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you got it. You got this. What would you tell people that are trying to support parents and like family members with autism? What do we need to know to help us be better partners, better advocates? How do we show up for y'all? Because I am so cautious, because I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah.
I
would just say, ask.
Mm.
How can I help? What can I do to help and support?
Mm.
And then listen.
Okay.
Because, like I said before, every child is different. And when I have been asked and that family member listened and they remembered, it goes such a long way.
Yeah.
And it just makes you sigh. Like, it's like a sense of relief.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not in this alone.
Mm-hmm.
I have someone that understands now.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to ask the hard, tough questions. Be a listening ear, because sometimes I just need to vent and say, this is heavy. Yeah. This is really heavy. And so I would just say, ask and listen.
Okay.
Just support, because as a parent that has a child on the spectrum, it's very, very hard. It can be very taxing. But when you have someone there that just listens to you, and then other areas of life just is there to support you and is there to have your back and say, hey, you know what? She just can't, because they now know and understand the day in and day out things that you go through.
Yeah.
So they're able to speak for you in rooms that you're not with other family or friends. And so then you feel supported, because support is the most that you can't ever step in and do things and you're not there in the day to day. But knowing that when you're not in a room, you are still supported by whoever that is, family or friend, that takes a load off. It really does.
That's helpful. And I would just add, coming from someone that tries to be an advocate, it starts with humility.
Yeah.
You don't know the answer. I don't know the answer.
Yep.
Not only do I not have kids, I don't understand autism. And I can't judge because I don't know.
Yeah.
And it was only through you that I actually started understanding. Because like my brother is going through this, but it was only through, so why is this happening? And recognizing, if as someone that likes to know it all, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And being curious about anything saves lives.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
But yeah, that was refreshing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. See y'all next time. Thanks for spending time at the table with me. Until next time, stay open, stay curious, and have the courage to be yourself.